Hi, you're a bit, just sitting there, doing nothing. Now you're 8 bits, a byte. Congrats, you can almost spell hi. You're gonna need somewhere to live. Welcome to storage. The first storage system rocks. Great uptime, 0 write speed. Then papyrus, data on grass, revolutionary, until humidity happens. Clay tablets, scrolls, libraries, basically giant offline databases. No encryption, just fire. Lots of fire. Then machines arrive. They want data too. Punch cards, holes you can lose, magnetic tape, rolls of sadness. Hard drives spin fast, until they don't. Congratulations, you've invented downtime. Storage starts to organize itself. Monolithic arrays, big, expensive, heroic. Dual controller systems, 2 brains, 1 job, endless therapy bills. Virtualization shows up. New storage pretends to be other storage. Cute. Oh, and immutability, because compliance happened and recovery became a job. Then software defined everything. Compute, storage, networking, abstracted, pooled, orchestrated, simple, until you try to scale it, then, oops, it failed over. Flash storage, no moving parts, just electricity screaming at light speed. Everything gets faster and hotter. Suddenly, everyone wants IOPS, the VMs, the databases, your boss. AI shows up yelling, "Feed me!" And marketing invents buzzwords to cope. Tiering, deduping, data fabric. It's not therapy, it's architecture. Finally, disaggregated storage. Compute over here, storage over there. Everyone behaves. It's flexible, efficient, kind of zen. Then someone says, let's make it composable. Now you can build what you need, when you need it, like cloud, but real. No stranded capacity, no controller drama, no meltdowns. It's storage Lego that actually works. And here we are, HPE Alletra Storage MP. All flash, composable, disaggregated. It scales like cloud, performs without surprises, built for AI workloads that don't wait, resilient against modern threats. And it just works. After 50 years of making storage harder than it needed to be, we finally made it simple on purpose. The pinnacle of evolution. Or at least the first one you'll actually enjoy managing.
Please welcome Jim Odoricio.
I guess we know who all the hardcore guys are during lunch. We caught you over lunch, but I really appreciate you being here. And I hope you enjoyed that a little bit. It's a little bit of fun, especially for all the seasoned storage folks in the crowd. I hope the show is going well for you overall this week. I know there's a lot going on. I hope you got a chance to see Fidelma's session earlier today. But I think we have a good program for you today as well as we talk about the data layer for the agentic enterprise. You know, capabilities are expanding rapidly, but ultimately we are all faced, with the challenge of delivering desired outcomes, more efficiently enabling businesses that we support to become much more, intimate with their customers. And AI is central to that. And we're going to talk a lot today about the ways that we really activate and create value from your data. A platform-enabled hybrid infrastructure, agentically driven intelligent storage, and AI are really key to maximizing the value of your data. So why are we talking about the agentic data center? Where intelligence is everywhere, but data is really at the center. It's because every big IT transformation starts the same way. It's with something incredibly powerful, but out of control. And today that something is your data. It's growing fast, it's everywhere. Across cloud, data centers, edge. And now it's even being acted on in real time. Because we're moving into a world where systems don't just sit there, they think, they decide, they act. That's the future, but here's the catch. AI isn't in the center of the world, compute isn't either, but your data is. And if your data is messy, everything on top of it is messy too. So the real opportunity isn't just building smarter systems, it's turning your data from something wild and fragmented into something trusted, accessible, and valuable. So now here's what's changed. AI is evolving again. It's evolving very fast. We're seeing AI move directly into the workflow. connecting to applications, using more data, and making decisions in real time. And the market's responding fast. Leaders are increasing investment. And within the next couple of years, agents will show up in a huge portion of enterprise apps. So the tipping point is here, but here's the reality. A lot of organizations are experimenting, far fewer are scaling. And the difference comes down to one thing, data. Because without the right data, the controls, operating models, those initiatives stall. So it's not just about another AI wave, it's a shift to how technology is built and funded. And the real opportunity is not just smarter AI, it's turning your data into something trusted, accessible, and ready to power everything. And that's really why architecture and platform-based approaches matter. And we're going to talk about that throughout today. You know, part of having the right architecture is taking a platform-based approach. I know you guys have probably seen this before, but specifically it's a platform that enables a hybrid cloud, hybrid cloud architecture, because let's face it, increasingly we're dealing with the complexities of hybrid environments, and the best example of a hybrid workload is AI. So HPE is uniquely positioned across the stack to deliver a unified hybrid cloud platform. This is where everything really comes together for you guys. The outcome is flexibility. You can deliver capacity where it's needed, scale as demand grows, and stop overbuilding just in case. It also simplifies how you operate. You can get one view, one way to manage, automate and monitor, so your team spend less time managing systems and more time delivering value. From an application standpoint, you keep choice. You can run what you have today, evolve over time without getting locked into a single path. And for data, this is key because it becomes consistent, protected, accessible across environments. So it's not just everywhere, it's actually usable. And then you'll wrap it all up in financial and operating models that meet your needs. Consumption models, for example, that are aligning to the cost of usage, and shifting from owning infrastructure to consuming outcomes. But how can you get data ready for the agentic enterprise? Most organizations don't really have an AI problem, and as you've probably caught on by now, it's more of a data problem. We have to deliver a reinforcing will. It's really about making data trusted, making it accessible, making it valuable, and only then you can deliver the desired outcomes, the desired business outcomes. In doing so, we create something new, a foundation where data is no longer a liability, but the catalyst of value creation for the agentic enterprise. So how do we make data trusted? Let's start with that foundation. Before you can use data, you have to unlock the power of AI. You have to know it's secure, available, and reliable. We are proud, and extremely proud, I would say, of the storage, the Electra Storage MP B10K. It's the fastest growing data platform in HPE history. We're outpacing the storage industry in growth, and this is why we're empowering the B10K to be agentic. It's powered with agentic AI to deliver unparalleled operational simplicity, availability, reliability, and it gives you the best return on your assets in the industry. So let's take a look.
Today, storage environments are more complex than ever. Admins juggle growing data, rising expectations, and shrinking timelines. To stay ahead, IT teams need more than speed. They need intelligence. Imagine having an always-on AI co-pilot built into your storage environment that handles the heavy lifting. Say goodbye to long hours and late-night fire drills. Reclaim your weekends and enjoy your life more. Your storage environment just got smarter. Reduce time, cost, and risk with an AI-powered data control center on HPE GreenLake Cloud. Purpose-built to manage HPE Electra Storage MP B10000. At the core is self-healing storage, powered by agentic AI, delivering real-time predictive wellness insights and recommended remediation, and automatically opening support cases to prevent disruptions. And you can take that intelligence further with a GreenLake Copilot that is ready to assist you in natural language with real-time insights. Ask a question, get answers. See what the issues are, why they're happening, and what to do next. The AI-driven operations go beyond predicting and preventing issues, making your storage smarter. Cross-stack insights into performance and contention accelerate troubleshooting. AI-driven intent-based provisioning transforms workload deployment from hours into minutes. What-if simulations and headroom analysis help you plan smarter, optimize resources, and cut costs. Save 99% operational time. Troubleshoot 10 times faster. Resolve 86% of issues before they occur. And reduce admin hours by up to 43%. Smarter, faster, simpler. Less chaos, less burnout, more time for life. With agentic AI-powered operations for HPE Alletra Storage MPB10000. This is the future of autonomous storage management. Unlock effortless with HPE today.
All right. I think you can see some of the powerful outcomes from an AI-driven infrastructure. And I'm extremely proud of the team that's developed this technology that's running in our Alletra MP platform. We're not only helping our customers realize the benefits of AI, but we're practitioners of AI. We're super proud of the team. The Alletra MP is, data is at the center of everything. It has to be trusted. It's always available and built for scale. And the way we do that, and the outcomes of that are 5 times faster deployments, over 50% lower management costs, and optimized TCO. At the same time, it's built for extreme resilience. With 100% data availability guarantees, data isn't just fast, it's always on, it's always protected. And that isn't just technology, it's backed by SLAs, giving you confidence that what's promised is actually delivered. The outcome is simple. Your data is a reliable asset, not a risk. It's accessible, it's protected, and it's ready to power decisions, applications, and your operations at scale. The goal is to turn data into something truly valuable, and this is the foundation that really makes it possible. And there's another dimension that's becoming just as critical. I'm sure it's not new news to many of you. It's power. In the age of AI, power is a scarce resource. So today's data center is no longer just about performance, it's about performance per watt. Alletra B10K delivers dramatically more IOPS per watt, meaning you're getting significantly higher performance without an increase in energy consumption. And that isn't just a claim. We're ranked #1 by Energy Star for storage efficiency. The outcome is powerful. You're not choosing between performance and sustainability anymore. You get both high performance and and the efficiency for AI workloads and the efficiency to keep costs under control. It's management simplicity at its finest. And as energy becomes the new limiting factor in IT, the advantage becomes the real differentiator. When we talk about trusting your data, obviously it's about reliability, resilience, availability, but cyber threats are also top of mind. Disruption is coming from everywhere. Cyber threats, outages, updates that break things. And when you're really changed isn't the volume of disruption, it's really the expectation. The question is no longer really, are we secure? It's can we keep operating? Security on its own isn't enough anymore. You need a strategy. It can't be something you bolt on after the fact. It has to be built into the foundation, especially at the data layer, because that's where everything depends on. And when something does go wrong, you need intelligence in the system. You need an AI that can help you detect, guide, automate responses in real time so your teams can stay in control and keep things running. That's why resilience really means now. Not just protection, but the ability to absorb disruption. And let's be honest, it's not a question regarding cyber attacks. It's not a question of if they're going to happen. It's when they're going to happen. And to that point, we need to be able to respond fast. We need to continue operating. And at the end of the day, business continuity is what really, truly builds trust. So this is what it looks like when resilience is built into the data layer, not bolted on after the fact. HPE has a holistic approach leveraging industry-best cyber detection, integrated across data protection landscape with Zerto at the DR level, Alletra MP, including support for immutable protection with HPE Store Once and HPE Storage Tape. What you're seeing here is a layered approach to cyber resilience, all anchored in the Alletra MP storage platform itself. It starts with protection at the core, like immutable snapshots, encryption, replication. and ransomware detection. So your data is continuously secured and monitored. When you add immutability and recovery, ensuring when something does happen, your data can't be altered. You can recover instantly without delay. From there, we isolate and harden recovery paths with vaulting and air-gapped options. So even in a worst-case scenario, you have a clean, trusted copy of your data. And all of this is integrated, not separate tools, not stitched together, and it's built from one consistent data foundation. When you combine that with agentic AI, it's about knowing what to do next and executing fast. AI helps detect anomalies, guide decisions, and automate recovery actions. So when something does go wrong, your team can stay calm, and the business keeps running. And with that, let me show you what it looks like in action.
In complex environments, data protection teams can struggle to find authoritative guidance they can trust. Status, alerts, and recovery data live in one place. Documentation and fixes live somewhere else. The HPE Zerto software AI assistant surfaces answers in real time, grounded in actual system data and official documentation inside the workflow. By combining live data protection signals with HPE Zerto product documentation and the support knowledge base, the AI assistant helps teams understand current data protection health, assess impact to SLAs, and follow recommended next steps without switching tools or hunting for answers.
Hopefully that gives you a small glimpse into how we're using AI assistants and agents to enable holistic protection schemes for your enterprise. Now, it's really my pleasure to welcome Martin Brunner, who's the head of IT Ops for Aeropuertos, Argentina, who's implemented a trusted infrastructure, a great example with the help of HPE. So Martin, come on up to the stage. Martin, thank you very much. Take a seat.
Nice to meet you.
Let's get comfortable here. So, I think the first thing that was so impressive about you guys is just the scale. 35 airports, 90% of the air traffic in Argentina, and obviously airports, we knew there'd be 24/7 operations. So obviously you've built a trusted environment, so in that way, in an airport, I know decisions must be immediate, they need to be accurate. And so how did your data become trusted enough to power that real-time automated decision making?
Well, in an airport environment, decisions need to be made in seconds. So trust in data is essential. We achieve that by standardizing our infrastructure and ensuring the operation system works from consistent, real-time information. When the data is available, accurate, and timely, teams can make decisions with confidence, and automations becomes possible.
It's really impressive because the data, it has to be there. You have to rely on it. The infrastructure has to stand up so that you guys can do all of the intelligence, apply the decision making that really keeps your operation up and running. I'm curious, I hope this is a good answer. We haven't practiced this. So the role of HPE in all of this, right? So how did HPE help you build out the infrastructure, give you that confidence in the infrastructure?
Well, HPE Storage has been a part of that trust. It provides us the availability and performance and resilience required for our critical systems in the airport. Knowing that the data behind our operations is always accessible and protected, give us the confidence that the right information is available when it matters most.
Well, you guys, that's really gratifying to hear because, obviously, I'm really comfortable. I'm actually gonna come down to Argentina and use your airline, because then I'll know HPE infrastructure is taking care of us. So, really, what's the operational impact been? In terms of you've implemented this project. Are you guys seeing operational benefits?
Yes. Well, having a trusted real-time data has made our operations more proactive. Instead of reacting after an issue occurs, our teams can identify situations earlier and respond faster. So that improves our operations efficiency, helps to minimize disruptions, and ultimately delivers a better experience for our passengers and also to the airlines that operate our airports.
Super happy to hear it. Our ability to give you a trusted infrastructure and operations so that you can focus on the things you do best and take care of your customers, that's absolutely what we strive to do every day. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Martin, thank you.
Nice.
Appreciate it. So we've talked about this wheel, right? This magic wheel. We've talked about making your data trusted. And now the next step is making it accessible. Because data only has value if you can actually use it, where it lives. So let's look at how we do that. So I think it's no new news to many of you. You guys are practitioners out here. Data isn't in one place. It's distributed across the edge, the core, colos, and the cloud. It's different locations, it's different formats, it's different protocols. And the fragmentation is what slows everything down, especially when you're trying to power AI. So the goal shifts from just storing data to unifying it, governing it, ultimately developing a data strategy. And frankly, one of the biggest impediments to our customers activating AI is not understanding their data. So bringing this data together into a single consistent view, no matter where it lives, provides the foundation for your data strategy. Once you're able to do that, everything changes. Data becomes easier to access, easier to move, and easier to use. And with the right capabilities underneath, things like universal access, multi-protocol support, intelligent movement of data, you remove friction and enable value. Instead of chasing data across environments, you have a unified intelligent data layer, so that's ready to be used by applications, by users, and by AI. So this is really where our HPE Data Fabric software comes in. We just released version 8.2. We're super proud of it. We think we've got an industry lead with this product line. It's super powerful. We've been doing this for over a decade. This is not something we just conjured up over the last month. We're managing exabytes of data across enterprises, bringing everything together under a single global view. And that's really the goal. One consistent way to access that makes data available no matter the format or location. So your application, your users, and your AI aren't chasing data anymore. It's just there. And now we move into the era of AI where we're taking this to the next level. With the latest version of Data Fabric, we're enabling integration with agentic workloads, so AI agents can securely discover and interact with your data across the environment. And the governance and the controls that you need and expect to implement AI projects. Instead of stitching multiple protocols together, you get a unified, intelligent data layer that accelerates everything on top of it. With that, let's take a look at the unified data plane enabled by HPE Data Fabric in action.
In the world of agentic AI, the universe of data is rapidly expanding. Mission success depends on massive data sets operating as a single system. HPE Data Fabric software is AI Data Mission Control, a global data plane for hybrid data environments. Turn complexity into coordinated action. Govern, optimize, activate for agents. Launch your missions with data AI can trust. Data at the ultimate edge. Space. Exciting, inspiring, challenging. Governance is critical for data, enforcing what AI can and cannot see.
Ground control to space station. Show me my data plane. Validate my LLM cannot see data originating from the space station.
It can. Let's do a systems check, providing options to secure your data.
With HPE Data Fabric, you have governance for every piece of data, every human and every agent everywhere. Initiating mission stage 2, optimizing data for agentic AI. No more searching through dashboards.
Where should I point my onboard mission query agent?
Preparing recommended sources, filtering systems. Point your agent to this telemetry data and these manuals.
Point AI at your entire data environment. Data Fabric's global metadata catalog doesn't just catalog data. It creates an enterprise knowledge layer that understands how data, policies, pipelines, applications, and AI agents are connected. Activate your entire data ecosystem in real time, from anywhere. And together with the HPE Storage MP X10000, organizations can accelerate every agentic mission. HPE Data Fabric software and the X10000, the intelligent architecture for AI. Access anywhere, govern anywhere, optimize everywhere. Deliver insights at the speed of agentic AI. Mission accomplished. Explore HPE Data Fabric software. Mission control for AI-ready data, where agentic AI becomes real.
All right. I think what you see there is, AI, or the data fabric really delivers a turnkey approach that brings everything together in a single unified data foundation. And it's becoming increasingly important when you're dealing with so many heterogeneous data sets. You don't really know where your data's at. You don't know what data you have. And then integrating with agentic through our MCP integrations is just making it all the more powerful. So it's no more stitching together multiple tools. It's integrated, it's pre-built and ready to go. And that includes secure integration with AI agents. They can safely access and act your data, plus broader support for open data technology, so you're not locked into a one ecosystem. We're also adding policy-driven automation, so data moves intelligently based on cost, performance, and compliance without constant manual effort. And this is really just the start. We're continuing to build out more and more intelligence into the global data plane with global visibility, deeper context, and tighter integration with the agentic workflows. With that, let's take a look at how this works in practice, how AI can use this data for business governance.
With HPE Data Fabric's time-tested intelligent data plane, you can radically simplify your data governance securely and transparently for all your AI needs, no matter where your data resides. And now, optimized for AI, the complexities of identifying and resolving compliance vulnerabilities has never been easier. Let me show you how. To identify any threats in your IT estate, you can simply ask the Data Fabric Assistant, "Are there any suspicious activities happening in my data fabric?" And instantly, identifiable threats, vulnerabilities, and recommended actions are at your fingertips. No more searching for clues from all the management logs and audit files from all the systems across your IT infrastructure. Say you are suspicious of the activity of a John Doe user acting on some of your data. That can take weeks or even months to track down, tracing through individual activity logs and access reports. With the Data Fabric Assistant, it is as easy as asking, "Track lineage of files accessed by John Doe." And because HPE Data Fabric is securely connected to all your data sources, you can see exactly what John Doe has been up to. Now let's see how to mitigate our John Doe risk. It really can be that simple with HPE Data Fabric. Need a report about attack timelines? Ask the Data Fabric Assistant. Need a report on regulatory violations? Ask the Data Fabric Assistant. It's that easy. Let the HPE Data Fabric take the guesswork out of your AI data governance challenges.
All right, that's awesome, I think, personally. I think you can see what a powerful tool the Data Fabric software is. It's enabling data across a unified data plane for governance and data strategy, management, and really preparing for the agentic enterprise. Now I have the pleasure of welcoming another great HPE customer to the stage. Please welcome Michael Taylor. He's the IT director for Mercedes-AMG F1. All right, thanks, Michael. And I love your uni better than I like mine. So, I was just sitting here, I was thinking about it. It's like, you have a cool job.
Thank you.
I was going to ask you, do you have any openings or anything?
Well, maybe let's have a
All right,
chat after.
we'll talk afterwards. So I know you guys are huge data people, and the complexities. Talk to us a little bit about the environment and how accessibility has been so important to your success. Because you guys are just such a great example of everything we're trying to get across here.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. It's great to be here. Data for us is a competitive advantage, as you can imagine. We talk about generating 7 billion data points, or upwards of 7 billion data points, a race car on track on a Sunday afternoon during a Grand Prix. The data is only ever useful if you're making it work for you, if it's offering insight and enabling you to make decisions. So, our challenge, we have the car, the trackside at the edge, time series, telemetry data, trying to link that back to then what's going on in the factory when you think about how we're developing the surfaces of the car through aerodynamics and large-scale high-performance compute in the context of CFD. It's so many different disparate data sets that all have some form of value somewhere. Linking it together, though, is what really defines the competitive advantage of it. So our task really, and thanks to the help with HPE, was to find a more effective way of bringing that together. Start to get the organization thinking about data more as a product. We have lots of very well-informed, highly skilled, experienced engineers working away, trying to solve their own problems in context. Sometimes can be a little siloed. The value then is obviously how we open that up and make everything more accessible.
So that accessibility thing is huge for you guys. Like you said, there's so many different data sources. Your ability to look at that in a unified way really breaks down those silos. I mean, it's got to be key for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, before you do that, though, it's really, really important that you understand your data and you understand the product. So simple things about who's actually creating it, when was it created, the labeling, the description. Was this test a good test? What happened during the test? Was there something relevant in there that we want to make sure we build upon? Certainly when you think about AI and the advancement and what's coming there, you want to make sure that what you're feeding is useful. So, then when you start to think across the organization, the cycle of development that we follow, the car's on track is generating lots of data. We use that to make decisions related specifically to the race. We also use that, though, to inform insight and understand the car and how we can then evolve and improve the car. We can start creating natural joins between the on-track data, the design data, what's in the pipeline in aerodynamics, which is going through CFD and in the tunnel, what's happening in modeling and simulation. If we can bring all of those data sets together with really good, clear, concise, secure, well-understood, well-described data, a potential value to the team in terms of performance improvement, which we measure in milliseconds, by the way, is vast.
Right. Well, it's awesome because, you think about lineage, data lineage, and governance and context, and it's kind of boring. But it leads to all these really powerful, cool outcomes, right, where your engineers can actually improve the car and gives you competitive advantage. I mean, that's such a great example of what we're trying to do here. But you get to measure it every week.
We do indeed,
Did it work or not? Like, we don't always get that immediate feedback, right? So that's incredible. So, so what's next for you guys? Like, how are you evolving your view of data, and what can you imagine being the next frontier for you guys?
I think we've made really great progress, but let's be honest, there's still much to do.
Yeah.
And we've started to get our house in order. Obviously, a good data management strategy is really, really key. And it's important, I think, to understand that this is not just a technical problem that needs to be solved. There's a cultural problem as well, or a cultural challenge, shall I say.
Right.
People, how they work, how they think. There's so much value in that. And that's the value, the semantic type data that often is missed in organizations. It relies solely on human-to-human interaction.
Yeah.
With AI and the future, the agents don't get that context, so they need to have it somewhere within the data. So for me, really, the next stage of this journey is how we evolve our data management strategy, how we start to link what we're doing and enable it in a way that is beneficial for AI, because AI is going to help drive further competitive advantage for us, over and above the human capital that is obviously so skilled and such a huge asset to us. So the next phase will be really around the data governance. How do we create pipelines and know the security of the data, know the confidentiality of the data, know exactly what's gone on behind generating that data and how it can deliver value for us, on top of all of the other good things that we're doing too.
That's amazing. I mean, I think some of the references to figuring out how that interaction between people and AI. This is not all AI or all people. This is how do we stitch that together? It is a cultural thing, but you guys are an awesome example of how to gain a competitive advantage and how critical this embracing a data strategy, embracing AI is to your industry. And frankly, I really look forward to being part of HPE to help you guys move forward with your strategy.
Good stuff, Ralph.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And
It's a
I'm
pleasure.
serious about the job thing.
Let's meet later.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the partnership.
Thanks, guys. So we've talked about data, trusted data, making data trusted, making it accessible, and now we're going to talk about making data valuable. It's all about how do we gain the desired impact, because having data that's secure and easy to access is important. But the real goal is, as you heard from Michael, right? It's turning it into something that drives outcomes and creates value. This is about unlocking performance at scale, so your data doesn't just sit there. It actively powers applications, analytics, AI, and frankly, decisions that power your competitive advantage. Let's look at how we do that. So most organizations have massive amounts of data. Could be images, video, text, but it's raw, it's unstructured, and it's hard to use at scale. The challenge isn't really the storage anymore, it's defining the value. It's turning that raw data into something that AI can understand. That starts by adding context, tagging metadata, calculating and storing vector embeddings, interacting with LLMs to ingest, prepare, and orchestrate data. In other words, making data searchable and meaningful, then moving beyond keywords so AI can work with the data and not just look at scale. Once you reach that point, everything changes. Applications can interact with data, insights start to emerge, and AI can drive outcomes. And when you connect this into workflows, you're no longer analyzing data, you're acting on it. It's really significant. What you're really seeing here is the end of an end-to-end flow from raw data to AI-ready data to real business value. So we've discussed how important the platform-based approach is already. And once again, you need a data platform that matches how AI workloads are run, because AI doesn't live in a single format. Training data and pipelines are often file-based. And when you move into inference and large-scale access, it often shifts to object. So most environments, most platforms force you to choose. It's like one or the other. And that creates friction. And when you're trying to work at scale, friction's not your friend. So because modern AI, especially at scale, depends on that flexibility of shifting between object and file, in formats, protocols, et cetera. So instead of moving data between silos or over-architecting workflows, you really have a unified approach that supports both file and object natively, all enabled by built-in intelligence and scalable, composable architecture. And that's what truly enables AI at scale. This is why the Alletra MP X10000 delivers. Let's roll the video, please.
At HPE, we're redefining what storage can be with the industry's first agentic storage array, the HPE Alletra Storage MP X10000. This isn't passive infrastructure. This is intelligent data infrastructure, engineered for AI from the inside out. As data flows into the system, it doesn't just sit there. It's instantly classified, enriched with real-time metadata, and elevated into a layer of data intelligence. Next, the system tokenizes and vectorizes that data, converting it into a form that AI agents can immediately understand and use. And here's what's groundbreaking. With built-in MCP, now your storage can natively participate in agentic workflows. Every task a user might run through an AWS S3 API, from creating buckets to moving and reading objects, can now be automated by agents working in concert within the array itself. And the moment an object is written, it's instantly available to your RAG pipelines, ready to be consumed, queried, and reasoned over by AI agents across your enterprise. No delays, no additional processing steps. And it doesn't stop there. This is storage that acts, adapts, and accelerates your AI outcomes. HPE Alletra Storage MP X10000.
So this is really where the X10000 makes all of this real. We talked earlier about disaggregated composable architectures for the B10K. It's the same hardware architecture that underpins the X10000. Because like I said earlier, architectures matter, platforms matter, and you get outsized benefits from HPE. So turning raw, unstructured data into something you can actually use at scale, it's not just about the infrastructure. I mean, this is how the X10000 helps you turn data into a true competitive advantage. Let's hear how the X10000 helps global Maksimum gain competitive advantage. I want to welcome Yusnu Sensoy to the stage. He is a great example, and I'm super happy to have him here because he's been doing a lot of testing. Yusnu, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. So talk to us, first of all, I just got to get this off my chest. I mean, I heard, you guys have been working with the platform for a while, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
But I heard you guys, you spent a lot of time just trying to break it.
Yeah,
but you weren't able to do it. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's how it works. We have just introduced our data platform in July 2024 to the market, and as a hybrid cloud data platform, actually, because we do believe that the world will be converging to that direction by satisfying both sides. And data platform means simultaneously you are running 20 to 25 different applications, data applications on a single platform. And as you can imagine, everybody's asking for the first priority with different workload profiles and everything. And it turns out to be a torture test for the object storages with the reality that everything relies on S3 protocol. But I'm very happy to say that we failed to break it, and it works in the last 6 months very properly. So become a first-level citizen in our portfolio for customer offer.
We love that. I love that. We're working at scale. We're working under with high demand, and I love what you guys are doing. So again, thanks for joining me. Why don't we talk a little bit about the kinds of problems you're solving for your customers right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the last 20 years, we have built data warehouses, later big data systems, now recently data lakehouses for the personas, especially in the business teams of our customers. And these are for preparing the data for human beings. Recently, things have changed, as you have just explained in the last couple of minutes. We are now preparing the data for the agents, and that's the real challenge now, because for years we were processing the data, and that was all. Now, we are augmenting lots of things to the data, like to classify the data, ensure the data contracts, profile the data, and somehow increase the metadata content for the data so that it's all about the relevance and the trustworthiness of the data that agents are accessing. And what we have are defining as bringing enterprise context to generative AI. Because, as long as you provide the necessary data within your enterprise, agents make sense for business users. So that's our new challenge in nowadays. We are trying to solve at the customer sites.
That's awesome. So you guys have been about data, like you said, for 20 plus years.
Yeah, it seems so.
And now you kind of gone from the data lake to really creating value out of data and leveraging agentic AI to drive customer value. That's awesome. That's exactly what we're all trying to do here. I doubt there's anybody in this audience that's not thinking about trying to do that very thing. So talk to me about some of the insights and efficiencies that you think you can get out of an intelligent data platform like the X10K versus kind of say a dumb object store. Like how do you see the value really accreting in the solutions that you offer?
The basic problem of enterprises from our perspective about generative AI is it's like defining an elephant. Everybody is trying to define it in a different way. For a lakehouse platform or a data platform, you are serving for different personas. At one end of the spectrum, you are talking to business people, trying to answer their questions by asking the business questions in natural languages. At the other end of the spectrum, you have technical people preparing the data with data pipelines, want to generate more data pipelines with minimum amount of time. At some point, some data steward is trying to increase the metadata generation of the data content, so they want content generation to help him or her to generate data, or at some point, data ops teams try to ensure that all platform and all subcomponents are working properly. So in this sense, it's not a single problem, it's multiple problems solved for multiple personas within the enterprises we are helping for. So storage designed for that purpose is actually greatly helping us and offloading lots of work we need to do for our customers.
Well, you guys are a great example of where scale and intelligence really come together into a powerful combination to enable value for your customers.
Thank you.
And you guys should look up Global Maximum. They're doing some really cool stuff. I think they've got their act together. So really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for your collaboration.
I look forward to working with you as well. I mean, I really want to continue to learn. We learn from our customers.
Thank you. And it seems that we will be spending more time together in the
All right,
future.
awesome.
That's
Thank you
great.
very much.
Thanks, Jim.
You bet. All right, so we're getting close to wrapping this up. I'm really super pleased with all of you guys and your attendance here. I know it was kind of a tough time today. I think I've got one more video. Cue the video.
With every click, every sensor, every system, data overflows with possibility. Harness it and you can fuel AI, accelerate insights, unleash innovation, and define what's next. But as data volumes surge, so do the challenges. Fragmentation, complexity, inefficiencies, and cyber threats. HPE transforms data into real advantage with a unified platform that simplifies management and keeps your apps always on and always fast. Elevating the value of your data with an AI-driven cloud experience, you gain 40% cost savings and reclaim 99% of your operational time. From unstructured to structured, we prepare your data for AI and analytics to unlock its full potential. And with continuous protection, real-time ransomware detection, and rapid orchestrated recovery, your business stays secure. With HPE, you don't just manage your data, you activate it for innovation, for insights, for impact. Transform your data experience and unlock intelligence.
All right. So, first of all, I want to say thank you so much, for taking a bit of a journey with me today. From data that's powerful but out of control to data that can be trusted, it's accessible, and ultimately made to be truly, valuable. Because, building the agentic enterprise, it's probably not for the faint of heart. It isn't about adding more technology. It's about creating a foundation where data can flow seamlessly. AI can act with confidence. It's about a future-ready platform. And where data isn't your challenge, it's your advantage. Intelligence and protection is built in, it's not bolted on. And when you're not just keeping up with change, you're actually driving change for your organizations. That is how to build the next generation of the agentic enterprise. And I think from an HPE perspective, we're super proud of the portfolio that we have today. And I'm very proud of all the engineers that have contributed to making this a reality, many of which are out in the booth. So stop by, talk to them. They'll be more than happy to chat with you. So I really want to thank you again. And have a great show. See the event tonight and stop by and say hello. Thank you very much.